So in today's episode, I'm just going to give you a quick market update. Now, I know I see a lot of people on the timeline screaming the bull market is over. Now, I'm going to give you all the reasons why I do not believe it is over. Okay, so before we dive into this video, we just got to make it clear that whatever I say in this video should not be considered financial advice. And I'd advise you to do your own research before you buy any cryptocurrency. Okay, I haven't really been uploading quite frequently on this channel. I've been very busy over the past few weeks, but I'm now ready to get back into it. But if you've been watching my channel, especially just before Christmas, I was telling you that I was preparing for a big sell-off, especially maybe after Donald Trump's inauguration, that I was starting to build a big cash position. There was, I think in December, I was actually in around 10%, but then I actually brought that position up to about 20%. So as you can see here, these thumbnails, they were quite bearish. And I was expecting a dip. Now, over the last few weeks, the last 2 weeks, the whole of February, basically, I wasn't expecting it to be that bad, but that's where we are. So let's just go into Bitcoin straight away. So as you can see here in Bitcoin, it has been chopping sideways ever since the 11th of November. It has been in this channel here. But lo and behold, the past 2 weeks have been extremely bearish for Bitcoin. As you can see there yesterday, it came down with below this bull market support band and just about kissed this 200-day moving average. Now, is the worst over for Bitcoin? Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. I'd say the worst case scenario is that it might come down to close this CME gap. So that would bring it down to a price of, let's say, about 77,000 US dollars. Now, if it does get down to that, I do imagine it'll get huge buy pressure and then it will send it back up to the upside again. Now, in saying that, I don't think that would be the worst case scenario, in my opinion. I do suspect that it may just catch a bid over the next few days and bring it back to the upside again. Okay, so let's just go over the SPX. So this is the S&P 500. Now, this did see a huge sell-off on Friday. I think there was nearly $1 trillion wiped out of the stock market. But as you can see here from the SPX, it's only actually down roughly about 3%. Overall, isn't too bad considering what's going on in the markets. Now, there is a lot of turmoil. Donald Trump is talking about the tariffs again with Canada and Mexico. And then we also had this new COVID strain that was released on Friday. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now. Also, we are getting Microsoft have stopped their investment into AI, which also is shaking the markets. Now, one thing to be prepared for is we are getting NVIDIA's earnings on Wednesday. So hopefully, fingers crossed that they will come out well, and we will see some more positive price action in the markets. Okay, so I did see this tweet here from Benjamin Cowan. So he said the advanced decline index of the top 100 cryptocurrencies probably need QT to end like 2019 for the trend change. So basically in this graph, he's just talking about the top 100 cryptocurrencies, and they're in a declined, an inverse correlation to, let's say, towards Bitcoin. So I did see a really interesting video from Benjamin Cowan over the weekend. Now, this video is actually about 2 weeks old. You can check it out for yourself on his channel. So basically, its title is "Why Has All Season Not Happened Yet?" Now, just the TLDR of this video is basically, I'd advise you go watch it yourself. It's very, very interesting. I have to admit, Benjamin Cowan has been calling the market very, very well for the past 2 years. He has a very good understanding of the market and especially Bitcoin dominance and the altcoins. So basically the TLDR is basically he talks about how the altcoins are not performing against Bitcoin. His sole reason is to do with quantitative tightening. So once the Federal Reserve will stop quantitative tightening, that's when altcoins will catch a bid. Now, if you're enjoying this video, guys, please, 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 I ask you to just smash up the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe as well. Obviously, I'm a very small channel, and it will really help me out and be much appreciated. Okay, so this is the total crypto market cap, excluding the top 10 altcoins. And then this yellow line here is basically quantitative tightening. Well, it's actually assets under management of the Federal Reserve. So as this is coming down, that's when the Federal Reserve is quantitative tightening. So once you see an uptick then in this chart, that's when they stop quantitative tightening. So when you overlap this on the total crypto market cap, excluding the top 10, so this would be the others chart. So as you can see there, once it stops quantitative tightening, that's when you really see an alt season happen for the altcoins. And obviously, this would also bring down the Bitcoin dominance as well too. So this is another chart that Benjamin Cowan talks about in his video. So this is the total tree minus USDT divided by Bitcoin. So this is just another chart showing you the altcoin market. And again, this is the total assets under the Federal Reserve. So as this chart is coming down, that's when it's quantitative tightening. And then you can see right here is when they decided to stop the tightening. Now, obviously, there was a little bit of a lag on the altcoin market before it actually gained a pump. Now, Benjamin Cowan makes the argument in the video that he would suspect that the altcoin market may come down to touch this trend line like it did in the past previous bull markets. So you see it touched here before it went to the upside, and it also touched and even dipped below it before it went to the upside. So he makes a good argument that this there might be more pain ahead for the altcoins, and you will see that the altcoins will maybe come down to touch this trend line. So as you can see here, this line here has to turn up when the Federal Reserve decides when to stop quantitative tightening. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on, and it's actually very interesting. So I did see this tweet here from Nick. So it appears now that the Fed has decided they're not going to make the same mistake as they did in 2018 when they pushed quantitative tightening too far, noting in the FOMC minutes this week. So they are considering reducing or pausing quantitative tightening. This, I think, was a signal to the markets. And they this week adjusted their call on quantitative tightening pausing in March with an April implementation with QT stop after debt limit resolution, mostly likely in July and August. They also see a return to QE in Q4. So this is obviously bullish for the markets. So in the last FOMC minutes, which were released, actually it was last week, they stated that they will plan on stopping QT within the next few months. Now, there is no exact date. I'm sure they're actually waiting on up-and-coming data. Now, we don't have any FOMC meeting in February, so the next one is actually in March. So a lot of people are suggesting they will probably mention when they will stop QT in the next meeting. I actually really love this chart. So this is the Bitcoin chart overlapped the global M2 money supply. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because they're associated, like they're high on the risk curve, they're risk assets. And they're basically a function of liquidity. So the more liquidity that comes in, it obviously raises risk assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So as you can see here from this chart, the yellow line is the M2 money supply. So it has been retracting, and then it got this nice bounce here. And this is obviously has a nice correlation to Bitcoin. So therefore, even though Bitcoin has been coming down, usually there is a few weeks lag on the M2 money supply correlation to Bitcoin. So a lot of people are suggesting now, so this is actually moving up aggressively. So we should see some nice price action to the upside from Bitcoin, maybe towards the end of March, because as they said, it does lag slightly. And we're also seeing a lot of sell-offs in the Bitcoin ETF. Now, you know, this obviously is funny, Joy. A lot of retail investors use the Bitcoin spot ETF as opposed to buying on chain and like self custody and all that. So obviously, when prices coming down, people panic. Especially if you're on Twitter, and a lot of people are saying that the bull run is over. People get emotional and they sell, especially when the prices are coming down. So we did see a nice big inflow yesterday. It was just over $500 million. And again, today it's just over 366 million. So again, I do suspect that Bitcoin will continue to the upside, but it just might take a few weeks. So just moving on to the Solana chart. Now, Solana hasn't been doing well. It actually has retraced, let's just check it here. So from the highs to the lows, yeah, it has retraced over 55%. So it has made the wick back into this demand zone here. And, there has been a lot of scams with the pump fund, a lot of extraction out of the crypto space. So you've seen a lot of celebrities creating tokens, and like David Portnoy has been pumping and dumping tokens. There was also rumors of Kanye West coming to make a coin this week, and it's just a lot of extraction. A lot of people, like, especially if you're just talking about like even Trump and Melania, those coins, like, it's just not doing net. It's not net positive for the space. It's just extracting money from the meme coin traders, which is just not good in general. But overall, I still remain bullish on Solana. It's definitely the best chain, user friendly, has the best UI UX. Ethereum, it takes like nearly, it costs a couple of dollars to even just make one transaction. Overall, like when it comes to blockchain, Solana for me is definitely the winner. And obviously it's in a lot of pain right now. It's down like 50%, but I do suspect it will bounce back over the next few weeks. And there is a lot of people saying that there's a lot of unlocks coming in March, early March. I think they start on the 4th of March. So you have a big unlock. So this is obviously people taking profits before the unlocks, but I think most of the damage is done for Solana. Like worst case scenario, it might come down and test maybe $100, but yeah, definitely the worst is over in my opinion. I also seen this tweet here from WatchGuru. So the SEC acknowledges Grayscale's filing to allow staking for the spot Ethereum ETF. Now, this, in my opinion, will be an absolute game changer for the space. So basically, once they allow staking rewards for Ethereum on the ETF, in my opinion, we'll see lots of hedge fund investors filling up on Ethereum, and that's what will push Ethereum to all-time highs, and that will obviously signal massive alt season, in my opinion. So also seen this tweet here, was just posted from WatchGuru today. So Justin, GameStop CEO receives letter urging the company to buy $5 billion worth of Bitcoin as a reserve asset. This is just game theory taken into effect. So like more and more people are just realizing that inflation is sticky, and the best asset to hold to combat inflation is Bitcoin. So just before we move on, lads, if you're liking this content, please do me a favor and smash up the like button and hit the subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. Okay, so also see this tweet here from Miles Deutsche. So not a single on-chain metric that has historically preceded a top for BTC was triggered this cycle. So if BTC really was on the cusp of a multi-year top, you would expect at least a few of these signals to be flashing. There is still time left in this cycle, in my opinion. So yeah, he just goes off all these indicators. You can look through them all. There's like over 30 different indicators, and not one of them triggered to say that it's a top. So there you have it, folks. That was your quick market update, and I hope you don't get shaken out. I do believe that there is a big bull run ahead of us. We might just be in this chop for another month or two. But as you can see, liquidity is coming, and I'm sure the best is yet to come. If you got value of this one, please go down, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.